Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you are doing well. This is the last video from Manifest Your Desire series because we reached the end and we reached the last desire, and this person wants to see angels with their physical eyes. Okay, so I will start by saying that observing something that is not ordinary with your physical eyes requires your attention and also the capability to observe the energy around you. So if you want to see and observe things that are not normal, you have to be able to observe the energy that is around you. In order to do that, you have to look forward. Okay, you look forward with your gaze relaxed and you focus on the sights. If you look in this manner for a little while, you will be able to see in a short amount of time the static energy that is around us. If you are calling upon an angel or a spirit or a departed person, if your calling is backed up by emotion, let's say the emotion of love or of expectation, if you observe this energy, like I've explained earlier, you will be able to observe lights within this field of energy. You will be able to see movements in this static energy, like a wave is moving through it. But again, if you are not observing it, like I'm telling you right now, probably you will not understand what I'm saying. But let's say that you call upon an ancestor, okay? After you do your ritual in your own way, after you do your calling in your own way, charged with emotion, if it's emotionless, you will not succeed. But after you do this ritual to call upon that particular entity, you have to observe the static energy around you and to pay attention to what happens, okay? And you may observe movements in the peripheral vision. You may observe, shifts of light, dust, fog in certain places, things like that. So this is the most basic way to observe with your physical eyes how an entity reacts to your calling. But if you are a beginner, this is the most basic thing that you can do in order to spot things out of the ordinary. Okay? Now, if you are more advanced, probably you will work with evocations. I do not work with invocations, I only work with evocations. But I am not 100% accurate in my evocations. I still have to learn a lot. But before I explain to you, you see, in an evocation is the same thing. You are calling upon through prayer or through a ritual, you are calling upon a certain being to manifest before you. There are tons of books out there that you can use in order to perform an evocation. I will not try to explain here. Usually I do it just through prayer and things like that. I don't like too many complications. The simplest, the better. Anyway, but you see, like I've said, the most basic thing is to observe that field of energy around you to start to see beyond the physical. And I think that you should consider doing that on a daily basis because it will train your brain and yourself on how to pay attention to other things than to the usual normal world, you know. But in evocation, I've observed that there is a much deeper and much clearer way in which you can observe a spirit. Okay? And let me explain a little bit. Let's say that you call upon, I don't know what type of goddess. Let's say goddess, I don't know, Isis. Okay, so you call upon her. Now, the way that this being may manifest to you, it may manifest as a thought or as a series of thoughts related to subjects that are related to this particular goddess. Okay, so you may think all of a sudden of Egypt, of things that are in correspondence to that being. Okay, so this is one way. Or you may, after you call upon this being, you may start to feel a change of temperature in the room in which you sit. Or you may start to hear knocks on your furniture, or your furniture may start to sound a little bit strange or make a strange sound. Okay, so this is one way of how a being is manifesting for you in your physical world. But from my experience, after doing many exercises, many things and trials and errors and fails, I've observed that there is another way in which spirits present themselves to you. And the easiest way to explain to you how this happens, everybody is familiar with the imagination, okay? So let's say that you imagine right now a cat. You will have in your mind the image of a cat, okay? This is another way in which a spirit may manifest to you. In the exact same manner as you imagine a cat, this spirit may show itself to you in your imagination, okay? But there is, again, another way which I've observed through my practices. In order to understand what I'm about to say, you will have to light a candle, okay? So if right now you light a candle and you look at it for a certain period of time, you don't have to look at it for too long, but you have to look at it with intensity for at least, I don't know, a minute or so. Then if you move your gaze away from that source of light, you will have this weird effect as if this flame, this source of light, is floating in the middle of your skull. And you'll see it with your eyes open, but as well with your eyes closed. Okay, so if you look and move your head around, you'll see this source of light floating around. And if you close your eyes, again, you will see the source of light, but the colors will be, I don't know how to say this, in reverse, I guess, something like that, or it will have a different color, okay, than the actual flame of the candle at which you looked at. So when I was doing a particular evocation for a certain being, what happened was that after I finished the calling, all of a sudden this being appeared to me in the exact same way that this candle flame that I explained earlier appears. But it was so clear, like so clear that this was a being, which shocked me. And I closed my eyes in that particular moment because I was a little bit scared. Obviously, I was not expecting for this to happen because it was my first time there. And I was shocked that even with my eyes closed, I could still see this being with such accuracy. But I am very certain that if someone else walked in that particular room, that being will not be physically materialized, although for me, in my perception, that being was like, it was in the middle of my skull in my head, basically. So it was a weird perception, like it shocked me. Now I got a little bit accustomed to it, Okay, I'm still not accustomed to it. But all I can say is that if you practice, if you pay attention, this way of, let's call it, materialization can happen to you as well. So that's all that I have for you. I don't have more than that. These things I use myself daily, and I recommend to you as well that you try them out. So first, the most basic. Don't complicate your life with things like planets, I don't know. Learn the basics. If you observe this field of energy around you on a daily basis, you will soon be able to spot other things as well. Okay? So I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you next time. Bye bye.